So hello and welcome back to the channel. So after weeks of development, research and testing, today I'm going to release the first version of my loan management system that is called Lendpoint, powered loan management system that helps small lenders such as SACCOs, Chamas and just micro lenders to streamline their operations. So it's powered by some of the modern technologies such as machine learning that is going to come, of course, in the version 2 of the system. But right now I'm just going to walk you through some of the features that you are going to ship in the first version. So I welcome your feedback. If you are a developer, let me hear your thoughts on this one. And also if you are a lender or if you have anybody who might find this one useful, please consider sharing this with them so that we can test this together. And remember that your feedback is what will help me polish this system into a better version. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the features here. YouTube once again is really strict with its policies, so I may not be able to punch some data such as member registration, the identification documents, which is what the features of this system entails. I wanted to give you a demo of how to do the registration, the PIN registration, the loan application, but YouTube is going to remove the content once it detects that I'm sharing some personal information here. So that's the problem. I'm just going to give you an overview of what the system does, and then you are going to let me know what you think. Then at the end of the video, I'm also going to share some of my insights, some of the cost in terms of running the developing the SaaS, as well as the technologies behind it. Of course, it's Django REST framework, as well as HTML, CSS for the front end. I haven't added React. That is going to be in the version 2 of the system. So this is where you'll be redirected after you have been onboarded. Of course, there'll be an email that you'll be sent with the login credentials. I can't show you that because of YouTube policies. Then you'll be welcomed into this dashboard with all these analytics. You can see the total loans disbursed, the total loans overdue, the loans collected, net profits, as well as some analytics over here. So you get such as the total loans overdue, the defaulters, the statistics, some categories where your finances are flowing, as well as the branches that you have. So that is it for the analytics section. We also have the dark mode and light mode. You can just toggle, as well as this section where we go to the profile, the billing section. This is where the member can be able to see the billing plan that he currently is on. For example, this is the trial plan. You can also download full detailed information for the plan. So that's all about the plan. Let's go back. This is also settings where you can add some keys and settings for your SaaS. For example, if you want to add a logo, if you want to make some customizations for your tenant, it's made possible. Another good thing about the system is that the tenants or the clients actually get their own subdomain. So if it's Jamii SACCO, they get to get the jamiisacco.lendpoint.online, not app like most of the systems do. I just wanted to add something that feels kind of unique. So that's it for the analytics, as well as the settings, billing, as well as the logout section. Now let's focus on the sidebar part of it. That is where most of the functionalities are. For the AI insights, this is going to be in the second version of the system. What it entails is just the credit score. I wanted to have a system where the lenders can have like digitized system of determining the credit score, not just by looking at the mini statements manually, but we are going to implement this feature where you can just upload a mini statements. Then based on the member's transaction history, they'll be able to determine their credit score. Again, you're going to have AI insights just to check for mini statements and give some reports, and also a tamper checker for checking things such as forgery for the identification and financial documents such as M-Pesa mini statements. Then audit trail, of course, that's important. The member of the SACCO is going to have an audit trail of who is logging into the system. The payments, it supports B2C statements as well as C2B. B2C is going to be for the disbursals straight from the platform, so no more manual disbursals via your mobile phone. Everything is going to be approved as well as disbursed via the system. So the savings, this module is important for small chamas and even SACCOs who just want to track the savings of its members. So this can reduce the manual paperwork, spreadsheet, or even the popular WhatsApp saving. So that is what we are implementing. Once again, this will come in the version 2. What we have so far is the expenses. You can have an expenses recorded, as well as in the report you can have your expense report. So the core feature here is the loan products. The loan products can be added just by clicking to the just go to loan products. Of course, let's navigate there. Then you can see that we have some loan products over here. We have a business loan, the interest rate. The lenders get to define their own interest rate, the maximum account, the maximum amount, the loan duration, the repayment schedules, as well as the minimum and maximum credit score for a given loan product. So for a smart system, you need to have like a credit score for a given loan product. For example, business loans, you might want the members of your SACCO to have a certain loan limit to be able to apply for a business loan. You can also set loan limits, and you can also set minimum and maximum loan amounts for your loan products. So that's it for loan products. You can just go ahead and add the loan products over here by clicking on that. Then you just define the loan duration in terms of weeks or even months, the credit score. So for loan applications, the loan applications can be added by coming to the loan applications tab. Once again, I'm not going to go to the loan applications. It has some personal information and YouTube is going to remove that because of privacy policy. So if I just click there, they're going to pull this video down, so I'm going to skip that for now. I already have some records there and it might violate the policy. So that is it for loans. We have members section. Again, you can add your members here by just clicking on the members, or you can also register via USSD. So for testing purposes, thankfully Africa's Talking were kind enough to offer me a live shared USSD code where members can actually get to test live with live USSD codes. So thanks to Africa's Talking for listening to developers who are just bootstrapping their ideas. So member registration, they can be done here by just saying add member, or you can dial the USSD code for the member registration. So you can see here, you can enter the member information, last name, email, phone, city, town, and landmark. So you can go ahead and test it if you want to test it via USSD code, or if you want me to share the credentials of a test SACCO so that you can test with your organization. So you can go back to our dashboard, and then we have stuff. You can add branches, e-signatures, accounting. This is going to be in the version 2 of the system. So you're going to have the general ledger, cash flow, balance sheet, as well as mini statement. Then for reports, we have the portfolio report, as well as the roles and assets of the system. So that is it for the first version of the loan management system. Once again, I welcome your feedback as a developer. I want to polish the version 2 to be the best version of it, but I'm open for testing. If you have any person, if you know any person who might find this useful, let me know so that we can test this together. So I also wanted to talk about some of the challenges. Of course, the first thing when you're building a SaaS, you need to validate your idea as soon as possible. As much as I've taken some time to release the MVP, I already gone to the ground and talked to some of the lenders, so I kind of knew what they wanted. This is just going to be an addition of what they want after releasing the MVP. I'm just going to top up whatever they want, whatever needs to be adjusted, and whatever needs to be added to the system. So you really need to validate the system. It's something that you often hear, so you shouldn't ignore it. So let's also talk about the cost. So I haven't spent that much so far. I've spent just over 5,000 in terms of server cost as well as database. I'm using DB for this one. So of course it's a managed database, you need to pay for it monthly. Other costs include the domain name purchase as well as some legal requirements such as business registration for this one, the M-Pesa stuff and so on. So those are some of the requirements that you need, but so far the costs have been pretty lean. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. I don't want to complicate it. So that is it according to the cost. I know the cost might grow in terms of server cost and database when I onboard some few clients here for the application. So that is it for the version 1 of the system. Let me hear what you think about the system. Also, if you're a developer, let me hear your journey on how you manage to develop and scale your SaaS application. So that's it for today's video. If you find this video useful, please remember to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and also share the video with some fellow developers. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So that's it for this one, and see you in the next video.